Thank you. Our next speaker now is a musical channel, a shaman guide who helps people cultivate self mastery as illuminated leaders so they may create a life of impact and spiritual fulfillment. She survived trauma at a young age after being estranged from her conservative family for being gay. Went through a heartbreaking divorce and explored van life in the desert before stepping into a powerful shamanic path. Today, she'll be sharing a transmission of 3 overarching elements of the Earth Warrior Way and will perform a channeled activation and meditation co-created with her star and Earth guides. Please welcome the talented and lovely Lotus Sky.
Hi, hello.
Hi, welcome. I'm going to just let you take it away so there's no more echo. Please.
Hello, everybody. I'm Lotus Sky. I'm a musical channel and shamanic guide, and I'm so excited to be here at the Higher Self Expo. And just a little bit of background on me. I help high-impact professionals and conscious leaders cultivate their personal power and develop self-mastery to create a life of impact, freedom, and fulfillment. And as the host has shared, I got into this journey because I've been through the journey of reclaiming myself. And what I've discovered is that by walking in the Earth Warrior Way and by embodying these 6 dimensions of self-mastery, we're able to be the fullest expression of who we are and create our service into the world in a way that actually fulfills us. And I speak to this because in the paradigm that we're stepping into right now, it's calling forth a different style of, a different way of being in the world, a different way of approaching our challenges, a different way of looking into our lives, a different way of relating to each other, which is why the theme for this expo is about the 0 point of non-judgment. And the Earth Warrior Way is in that 0 point of non-judgment. And so with that, I would love to share the 3 elements of the Earth Warrior Way. And I go much deeper into this in my school, but my hope is that when I share with these 3 overarching elements, they activate something within you that allows you to reflect on your current life and how you are being in the world, and give some insights and inspirations of what more you get to expand within yourself, what more you get to experience within yourself and in your life, so that you are being of service to the world, and also having that level of centeredness as you navigate through the transformation that's going through. So I'll begin with the 3, outlining what these 3 are and going deep into each one. The first overarching element of the Earth Warrior Way is deep connection. And when I say deep connection, I mean deep connection to ourselves, deep connection to Mother Earth, who bore us, who is our mother, and deep connection to cosmic intelligence. And this is what I consider is a true holy trinity of connection. When we are in connection, we actually operate as channels for source in our lives. So rather than looking out constantly, rather than looking to others constantly, we learn to look within, and we learn to harness our own connection to source and to Mother Earth, to access wisdom. And not only that, but also be deeply connected to our own guides, our inner guides, whether those are ancestors that have passed, high ancestors, angelic guides, plant, animal, spirit guides, elementals. We do have a whole alliance of people, of beings rather, that are here to support us in what we're creating in our lives, here to support navigating our lives. And it's very natural to be connected. So my guides personally focus very much on deep connection, because when you are in connection, you are in the flow of life, and you're able to access divine wisdom to help you navigate the ebbs and flows of life, and also feel completely grounded, safe, and supported as you're moving forward. So deep connection is the first overarching element of the Earth Warrior Way. The second overarching element of the Earth Warrior Way is full expression. Full expression. We as beings that incarnated in this physical reality as humans, right, came here for one purpose. And some of you may be like, oh, my purpose is in the arts, my purpose is in healing, my purpose is in, business or this particular industry. And our true and single purpose is to be the most fully expressed aspect of ourselves in the world. Our fullest expression of our unique vibration. Because in actuality, all beings are equal. It doesn't matter how much money you have or what accolades you have, what achievements you have, or anything like that. We actually are all inherently equal, but very unique. Incredibly unique, like no one else like you. So your purpose here is to be the fullest expression of who you are and your unique vibration that you are, and to share that with the world. In the process of full expression, what we end up doing is that we end up healing all the things that caused us to hide our full expression, all the ways that we domesticated ourselves to the status quo or standards that don't apply to us, that don't align with our values. So when we are in our full expression, we are not only claiming our unique medicine, but we're expressing it, nothing holding us back. And this is what our true purpose is. Now, in that full expression, the vehicle in which you carry that out, it could vary. It may be through the arts. It may be through food. It may be through inventing things. It may be through healing. It may be through creativity. It may be through collaboration. So by being in that full expression of who you are in that inspiration. I talk more about this in the 6 dimensions of self-mastery, and it aligns very much in balance and beauty. In the fullest expression of who we are. So first, we're going to cover deep connection. I talked about full expression as a second overarching element of the Earth Warrior Way. And with that deep connection as channel for source in our lives, with that full expression of who we are and our unique medicine, we have the third overarching element. And this element is self-mastery in service. Self-mastery in service. You can also consider this commitment in our service to the earth. See, if you're watching this, you likely have a deep desire to be of service to the earth. You likely have a deep desire to offer, to contribute, to be in contribution, and to be a full participant of your life, right, in these exciting times. When we talk about self-mastery in our service, we talk about being equipped and having the right framework to operate through life in a way that's expansive, in a way that's grounded, in a way that's source and responsibility based, and in a way that allows you to claim the fullness and richness of life and your ability to navigate and transform challenges and obstacles into gifts and opportunities. Let me repeat that. In the self-mastery, you're able to transform challenges and obstacles into gifts and opportunities. This is self-mastery in our service. So as we're moving through life in our service, whether you're in it, it's transforming, you're transitioning, you're discovering it, or you're elevating it in any shape or form in that way, you're able to harness your ability, mind, body, soul, to transform these challenges and obstacles into gifts and opportunities. And like I shared, there are these 6 dimensions of self-mastery that I teach a lot of my students and clients. But a good place to start is to tune into, where have I been in a pattern of being held back in my life? And what gets to shift in my own relationship to this thing, my own frequency, and my actions, my ability to create with matter, my ability to interact with the physical realm. And I harness this because in the new age like community, I see that the issue I see so much, it'd be so focused on the esotericism that it lacks the grounded action, the grounded embodiment. And so it becomes conceptual and intellectual rather than a practice in our physical lives. So when we embody this deep connection, the full expression, and the self-mastery in our service, what happens? We really actually reach that point of centeredness in ourselves and the 0 point of non-judgment, because you are connected already, because you're fully expressed and you're in your self-mastery. And so you're able to navigate any events that happen in your life, in the consciousness, in the world, with a level of wisdom that you're not swayed by the ebbs and flows of life. And so I share this because me transmitting it to you is a code, and me transmitting to you is a seed in your heart that has been planted of walking in this earth warrior way and understanding what does it mean to be deeply connected. How does it feel like in my body if I were to be deeply connected? What does it really mean for me to be fully expressed? What other aspects of my life do I get to claim my full expression and share this unique vibration? And thirdly, it's where in my life am I lacking in my own self-mastery and my ability to navigate my life? And what are the opportunities there for me to continue to grow mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically? All right? I'm so excited and passionate about this work because I believe that when we're deeply connected, fully expressed, and walking in self-mastery in our service, that we will truly see peace on earth, which is what my deep mission here, this is the mission I came onto earth for, is to create and support and cultivate and mentor everybody willing to walk this path, to know in this path. And so I hope this was very fruitful and supportive to you. Now, as the host has shared, I am a musical channel and shamanic guide. So not only do I teach and mentor in this way, but I also work with vibrational medicine to transmit on a vibrational level what this truly means. Right? So I have my looper over here. I don't know if you can see it. It's right there. And I have my mic. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using this to create a musical experience for you all. And we'll see what happens. It's channeled. And for those who's like, oh, I never experienced a channeled activation, or maybe you have, but not to this extent. I don't really know exactly what my guides do or what they're about to do. What I essentially do is I tap into the energy of the people that are viewing this transmission, whether it's live or recorded, and I transmit something channeled for the individuals and beings that are present. And sometimes my guides come in and share. Sometimes it's English, sometimes it's not. Sometimes I will lead into a meditation. But for the most part, there's nothing that you need to do rather than sitting in an aligned space so your chakras are aligned, closing your eyes, and leaning into your breath. So if you notice some energies are very high, there's some transmissions that could feel very expansive, the breath will support in the integration. All right? Beautiful. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and begin, and you're welcome to go ahead and get grounded in your space and sit in a aligned space with your eyes closed. Beautiful. And just want to encourage you to I just want to encourage you to follow your breath here. Just follow your breath and lead in there. And hopefully you can hear this. You can let me know in the chat. Beautiful. Take a deep breath here. who are you rising? Human was a die, Halloween was a new earth warrior rising to a new way of being. Yanya you saw, Yanya you saw, and then I mean wasn't I to know, mean wasn't I to know and this I when you I am an Bado suna na kwai kama tesenya marwai. Take a deep breath. Indu suna na kuma kwai ka senete ke marwai shana. Inde sene de kala kama sunu. Uma tua sandide marwai kalana. Won't you imagine in your next breath, imagining a beating in your heart like a drum. Feeling this beating in your heart, coming harder and harder, beating harder, to see the power of your heart and your love in your body now. Feeling the beat of the heart of the Mother Earth within you as well. In every breath, you feel this awakening within, an ignition. You see, we are nature embodied. You may have had lives in other planets. You may have manifested in other ways, as alien, extraterrestrial, angelic. You have many memories of this. Yet here we are, embodied in our earthly being as part of nature. And this is a rich experience. We encourage all of you to understand and embrace within you here that your purpose is to be fully expressed in your physical body in this multidimensional reality, and to offer your gifts in the world in service to others, to Mother Nature, and that in itself ripples out into the universe. Your greatest gift. What we are supporting Lotus Sky in and supporting other people in this work, in this earthwide way, is for you all to understand that you are the ones that you are waiting for. We are waiting and looking at you, what you are going to create, what you are going to discover. The answers are really within. And you, in your embodying, being a channel for source in your life, you being in the fully expressed aspect of you, the fully expressed version of you, and you in self-mastery, owning your own power in your service. This is bringing divinity into your life, into the earth. This is you being that channel, you see, whatever art that looks like for you. So I encourage you all to step into this now, reclaiming your nature being now, which is inherently highly technological, highly magical. And us, light beings, who also have had different manifestations in different bodies, different makeups, in different parts of time, so to speak. We say that in quotations. It brings you to encourage this physical reality, for it is very unique in this experience. It's very rich in this experience. And as you embrace the beauty of this moment and the richness of this moment, allowing these channels, this music, the beating of your heart to awaken this within yourself, may it inspire you for what you are creating this year. You see, the zero point of non-judgment in our perspective is not a place of complacency, unfeeling. It actually is totality and the fullness of who you are. And because you are so secure and so full and so safe within who you are not in judgment. You're in creation. You're in color. You're in creativity. You're in love. You're in these high vibrations of compassion. And so we encourage this in all of you, for this is what you are all waking up to in this higher self. It's already within, ready to awaken and to share with the world. Take a deep breath here and send that energy down to the earth in your exhale. Take another deep breath and send that energy out to the cosmos. And as you continue this breath of connecting, inhale cosmos, exhale earth. Inhale earth, exhale cosmos. Inhale, imagining that energy clearing your auric field. Inhaling and awakening to your heart. Along the way, you feel your aliveness as nature expressed, for you are nature. So may this be an inspiration to you all, dear ones, in what you are creating. And may you all activate your channels, for you are all channels for souls in your life. And you get to do it in your own unique and creative way. Here's to your deep connection, your full expression, and your self-mastery in your service. If we learned anything from last year, it is that everything is impermanent. So you might as well do what you're called and be in right relationship with the universe and right relationship with yourself and with life, which is harmony. With your authenticity as your greatest power. And may this activate within you a higher vision for yourself and for the earth. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, ay, ay. Nyo, 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 nyo. Nyo, 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 nyo. Nyo, 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 nyo. Earth warrior rising. Taking a deep breath here. Tuning in now to the vibrations in your body, taking a deep breath. Feeling in the sensations and the colors, the messages that you got from that journey. And tune in, what was the biggest insight that you received from that experience? What has sparked within you? Take another deep breath here, putting one hand over the heart and one hand over the belly. We have three conscious centers. We have three conscious centers in our body. We have that of the mind, the heart, and of the gut. By honoring these, looking up at our third eye, presencing our heart, presencing our gut, we honor warrior within, our multidimensionality, both as spirit and manifested in matter. We claim our lives here today. We claim our greatest gifts. We claim our unique medicine. We claim our connection to all things. And we bring gratitude in for this co-creation, for this transmission, for the insights that have awakened within yourself. Taking one last deep breath here. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Return to the room. Welcome back. Hopefully the transition went clearly for you. It was very interesting. I never had issues with this machine, but as I was creating it, there was like some weird stuff going on. And I was like, and I just like went with it. And I was like, this works, this will work, this works. But it was perfect. It was perfect. And as it was going through, you know, my guests came in to transmit, which was beautiful. You know, if you notice the accent change, it's usually when they would come in and share. And that's when they would go in and share from the hearts and share for what is relevant for the times. And I just loved all the things that they shared about how, you know, how a lot of how there's so much anticipation for what us as humans are going to be creating in a few years. And so with that, I thank you for giving me the opportunity to share it with you. The way that channels work is that it works vibrationally within yourself. So, hi, Geraldine. And
Hi.
so you're able to receive it without, without having to process too much. But the recommendation is usually to drink a lot of water afterwards to allow the flush, because the vibration emanates from cells, resonates with your cells, and so releases things that are not of a high vibration. If you notice any emotional releases, that's also part of it. If you notice gained inspiration, that's all natural and well, and just go ahead and welcome it. And may you take this Earth Warrior way and the three overarching elements with you beyond the session. Big love.
Beautiful. Lotus, what a beautiful gift that you shared with us today. Some comments from the crowd in response to your question. Victoria Goad says, to be in harmony with myself. So that's what really triggered for her. And Alicia says, it made me cry.
Mm.
Questions about how do you tap into a different, they noticed when you were channeling a different accent. So is this an aspect of yourself that comes in?
Yeah, it's a good question. So I want to speak to the one who said it made me cry, because I actually, it's a very common thing when I channel that people will have a emotional release, like in tears. And my sense is it's a release, but I actually spoke to, I don't know if you've heard of Daryl Anka and the Bashar. And I actually had a session with him. We had a conversation and I asked him about this channel. Because I've really only been channeling for about 2 years. So what he shared was you're tapping into a frequency of the fullest expression of divine love. And that's what you're channeling through. And when that hits people's physically, it shakes up old memories or any trauma that has been held in their bodies, grief, maybe heartache, um, anything that's not of love, of self-love. And because it's coming out on a physical level, it needs to be released on a physical level. It's happening energetically, but it also reflects physically. And so the tears is usually a release of that energy. So just to answer about, the crying part, if you notice that you cried, it's very common. Sometimes you'll cry immediately, sometimes you'll cry later. But it's usually a combination of the intonations, intention, and the energy of the channel. The second question was like, oh, when you started speaking channeling, it looked like you changed your accent. What's going on there? So it's interesting because when I tuned into my guides and I asked them, like, who are you? What are you doing? They were like, we're part of your soul family. We're part of your oversoul. So there's a perspective that there's source, which is all things, the totality. And then it fractaled out into oversouls, which you can also say as soul families, and those oversouls fractaled out into individual souls, right? Ultimately, it's all one of the same source. And so, and then some individual souls will fractal out into, twin flames, so like the journey goes on and it's a mystery. But what they shared with me is that they're like, we are an aspect of you, of the Avu soul, but we also lived our own lives. And we have a deep connection to nature spirit, which is your primary channel, which one of the reasons why the channel itself, it doesn't sound so alien, that it sounds more nature-like, almost very tribal. It's very, tribal, almost islander. Even they come when I sometimes channel when it's a very happy kind of channel, and I'm like, like it's very like it's very much about this. Their energy is about celebration and beauty and truth. So they don't really, they have a lot of compassion and understanding for their frequency of grief, of terror, of fear. They have a lot of compassion for that. They understand it. They know it's a valid vibration, but the vibration that they hold is very much of unconditional love, of beauty, of celebration. They come through, they really like to, they work with the intonations that represent that. And sometimes they'll come in gentle, sometimes they'll come in strong, but it usually comes in as when they all synthesize, and they'll come into the archetype of this kind of tribal islander elder, but they're beings of light. There's like, we're light beings. This is just how it filters through you. When it comes through you, it interacts with your energy in that way. And so it's meant to really help us reclaim this earth, nature, spirit energy within ourselves. And this is what they lead with. They lead with us reclaiming our own magic as human beings, and the technology that we have as human beings, and with our connection to Mother Earth, which is inherently multidimensional and very powerful.
Absolutely. I love that. Um, what message popped up at the bottom there? I
You gave
think
me
there's a
inspiration to
question from
use
you.
music to learn to help and heal other persons step into the level of my art. I feel really blessed. Oh, that's beautiful. Keep on singing, Queen. Queen.
That's awesome. Also, Bridget says, thank you, sister, and thank you and your soul team. This was a beautiful, deep transmission. Brought and Dari Yordanova says brought gratefulness for the contracts we experience, for the
Hmm.
contrast we experience.
Hmm. Yeah, we're gonna continue to see, a wide range of contrasts.
Yes.
It's a blessing depending on your perspective. And the guides always say that our biggest gift is the power of our choice. So we stand for what we want to see in the world, rather than to be in a separation or to in a desire to eradicate. And instead of the focus on creation, which create contrast, you can focus on what you want to, on your own creation rather than the eradication. Because when you focus on what you want to create, it naturally makes other things obsolete that are not of the same frequency. And so we share this because it causes less stress, it causes less suffering, it causes more joy, and it allows us to stand in our power.
Hmm. That divine well-being and balance. Victoria says, new genre for me, and I really enjoyed it. Steve Charisma says, thank you all.
Mhm.
Karian Hava sends you a heart. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for such a beautiful transmission. You have such a beautiful bird voice. It's brilliant. And where can we find you? Where can clients connect with you? What are some of the services that you offer so they can get in touch with you?
Yeah, I'm happy. So, if you resonated with the Earth Warrior way, if you resonated with being a channel for source in your life, if you resonated with illuminated leadership, I want to welcome you to connect with me here on my link, lotussky.com/free gift. You'll be taken to space to receive, if you enjoy this activation, a channeled activation on transcending upper limits. Since one of my most powerful, most beautiful light activations, and you'll receive it as a gift from me to you. I work with individuals through the Earth Warriors, where I teach more about the Earth Warrior way, the 6 dimensions of self mastery, and then also into my mastermind. I also work one-on-one with individuals through Sacred Journeys, and so I would love first for us to connect. So feel free to um, uh, receive this free gift, lotussky.com/free gift, which is right here. Boop. And feel free to send me an email or a message. I'm on Instagram as Lotus Sky. Oh, you're muted.
Thank you so much. And just right below is her email and her, well, actually her website that you guys can check out and also in the chat. So, Sky, thank you so much. And we hope to see you soon. All my love. Thank you.
Big love.